what I want to talk about is you mentioned it there, Alex. Oh, again, on the mini headlines a lot, the baby headlines last night. Chris Johnson talked about only Taylor Hall is open to a shorter term deal, sort of 1 or 2 years. Also, kind of mentioned that it's just any sort of deal Taylor Hall is going to entertain, talk about there. And I think it really does. Let's start off with the Habs here because let's do that. It really just opened up an avenue where, like, we were obviously, myself included, worried about Montreal's cap situation starting next year with a bunch of free agents. Brendan Gallagher at the top of that list. But also, does this not scream Colorado, get in there and bring Taylor Hall in, Alex?
It does. And I wouldn't be surprised if he has a let's give it 2-year deal on the table with the Colorado Avalanche. I think you take it right away. I mean, yes, you're gonna when you hit free agency again, you're gonna be 30 and maybe you won't get that big deal. And we don't even know what the state of the NHL will be in 2 years. I wouldn't be surprised if we're still at 81.5 and it might take a couple more years at that point. Like, we really have no idea what the situation is going to be. And, if you have the chance to go play with Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen, Kadri, Makar, Timmins, whoever, like literally anyone else, of course you take that opportunity. And can we just, give the cup to Colorado now?
I think you could. But they also need to shore up their goaltending.
Right. That's what I would have brought up. That's my own, from Colorado's perspective, is bringing in Taylor Hall. Mike, if you're listening to this, yes, you are bothering us. Stop messaging, please. God. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm wondering what the hell that's about. Mike messaged us, and I got back to him and said, "Yo, we're recording. Let's get back to you." And now he's spamming our group chat. God damn it! All right.
Okay, I put my thing on mute, so whatever. Yeah, like from Colorado's perspective, I think maybe spend a little bit of extra money on your goaltending rather than bringing in another forward. That's just my opinion.
Alexander. I mean, Daniel's son.
Daniel Ander. Okay.
Daniel Ander.
What I kind of So what I kind of felt is don't sign Taylor Hall. I think don't fix what's not broke. I think the Avalanche have so many guys kind of coming up. They have these players that just keep on getting better every year. They have a team culture that, I'm not saying Taylor Hall is a bad locker room guy because that's just speculation. That's just things that we've heard. But it's just someone that I think would be more of a disrupting force than anything else. I think he's going to kind of take away some of the offensive load from other players, yes, but I think he's also going to take away key aspects of their game as well. He's a guy that I don't think he's going to like that if he's put on the second line. He's a guy that I think he's been so used to in his career being that offensive force that I don't see him fitting in Colorado. Maybe I just have a bias because I love all the draft picks they've had, all those players they're bringing in. Like, I think of Alex Newhook, I think of Martin Kaut, these guys that, have taken the extra step already to kind of fit that forward core that, again, goaltending should be the issue, not adding a pricey forward that may or may not be, 2018-17 Hall, or he's going to be 2020 Hall.
Daniel, sorry. I think he'd be perfectly fine playing on the second line with Nazem Kadri and I don't know, Jonas Donskoy. I think he'll be fine with that.
But it just, okay, this is a random comparison because this is another league, but this was like the Indiana Pacers in 2011 and 2012, and they had a team centered around Paul George, when he was good in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they were able to have a team that actually challenged the LeBron James Miami Heat in the conference finals. They challenged them to game 6 and game 7 and 2 years in a row. And then they got Evan Turner to kind of shore up everything, and that messed up the chemistry.
We want to talk about the Heat and LeBron James. They're getting checked by him right now. It's funny. while we're talking about Taylor Hall and being traded, why does everyone want to trade Noah Hannafin? There was apparently an offer. I remember there was thinking about Taylor Hall and Calgary.
Yeah.
The Devil included Bennett and Noah Hannafin for Taylor Hall and Sammy Vatanen.
Why wouldn't you ever take that? Like, why would you not take that deal?
I guess they liked the
Kevin Ball.
I like Kevin Ball.
Mercury. Kevin Ball. World Junior.
Yes.
Kevin Ball.
Won this year, yes.
I think they made a mistake. I think they chose the wrong deal.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's New Jersey. What do they do right?
Win cups.
When? Before I was born. Not before.
No, you were born.
When's the last time they won a cup?
2003.
2003.
Yes.
I was 3 years old.
I would be turning 4.
I was just raising my family, my young family at the time.
Daniel's just aging himself.
We had just flown in from the Philippines.
Yes.
Wanted the Canadian dream.
It reminded me of the 1986 Cup I remember watching back in college.
Who won in 1986? The Oilers, probably.
No, it wasn't Montreal.
Montreal, their
No.
best team was in the 70s. The
Let's
80s was
find
like
out.
the Oilers and
Because
the
Patrick Roy won twice, right?
Yes.
Yes. So 1993 and what?
I'm saying 87.
It was the
87?
Montreal Canadiens.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's just they've won so many.
It was like
They
rookie
beat-
year.
They beat Calgary 4-2 in the series.
Well, you know what's funny? Because I think didn't Calgary beat Montreal in '89, and that's when you did it. Lanny happened, and then he retired.
Didn't he beat LA? No.
I don't know.
They
No,
beat
LA lost.
in '93.
Yeah, 93. Okay.
They beat Kelly Fruity.
Kelly Fruity.
Okay. Went off topic. But yeah, anyways, with the Devils,
Yeah.
honestly, I think the Arizona deal was better. I think they got getting another pick in this deep draft was good. Getting other prospects that I think that they didn't get a chance. It's been good. You know, we've talked about Noah Hannafin for the last 5 years, ever since the Leafs were supposed to pick him instead of Mitch Marner. And he's a guy that, you know, he's been given the opportunities. He's probably still going to blossom. He's going to prove me wrong, like a Dougie Hamilton situation. But he is someone that I think that at the time or is right now, I don't think it would have worked out the same way. I think that he's in a better situation in Calgary than he would have been in New Jersey.
You know what? I don't agree.
Okay.
I don't agree either. He would have been a top 4 guy. He would have been second pair behind Will Butcher. And then you have Andy Green until they traded him. But in what is he in Calgary? Like I feel like every time they played, it's Mark Giordano, but that guy can't get crapped on because apparently I never hear a bad thing about that guy. It's always Noah Hannafin.
That's what I kind of feel too. Like it's like a weird thing. Like we're gonna there is that possibility that maybe he'll become something more than he has been, but I don't know. Like the same amount of minutes he's been getting, or a bigger spot he's kind of had with, and that's also with Carolina, where I felt that it just didn't click for me, and I think with what they got from Arizona, it's a lot of like what Steve Dangle says, it's a lot of magic beans there, but it's things that I think could work for the Devils long term. They're a team that doesn't really rush their prospects, and again, I think it's just a package that would have been right for them now because they don't know what they are.
Except Jack Hughes.
And it's like a lot of contracts there that, they have to see what they have before they commit money. Like aside from PK Subban.
He's a free agent next year, eh?
Yeah.
Poor guy. I miss him. Right.